What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Tuesday, October 17th, day number 77 inside the Big Brother house. Veto ceremony was yesterday, so we have all of that to go over. And yeah, you know what? It went exactly how we kind of thought. Blue used her veto to take herself down. Jag used his veto to take Felicia down, and Cory and America went up as the renoms. America kind of thought it was all part of the joke, right? Because Blue used hers first. America was put up as the renom, and she's like, oh, this is all part of that little joke that Jag was going to do, where he was going to put somebody up, then take them down, and then put somebody else up. But of course, it wasn't. Felicia gets pulled down, and Cory goes up as well. We missed out on the initial exchange after the veto ceremony. So we didn't get to see like what happened immediately after. Eventually, when the feeds came back, Cory and America were already in bed. They didn't see it coming. They had like, you know, little paranoias, like they discussed the possibility, but I don't think they ever truly thought, yeah, they're going to be both put onto the block today or yesterday. And when they were in bed, you know, they were both kind of talking about how they cared more about each other than the game, and they're not gonna, you know, campaign against each other, but you know, they both want each other to stay. They don't want the other person to leave. America blames herself for all of this because she was saying too much to Blue, which partly true. And it really, the best way to kind of describe the two of them in bed after the veto ceremony, it was a lot like Jack and Rose at the end of Titanic. There was only room for one of them on the piece of driftwood that was there to save them from the icy water. And I even put out a tweet with "My Heart Will Go On" as the soundtrack of the two of them in bed. It really, honestly, if we really think about it, Titanic might be a good metaphor for the entire season. Way too long, needed an intermission in between, but overall a piece of just cinematic artwork. This season has been, from beginning to end, just kind of wild throughout. We had a couple of little dull weeks there with the zombie week and stuff like that, but otherwise seasons kept us on our toes pretty much the whole time. Other than that, Jag, Blue, Matt, Bowie, Felicia, they were all up in the have-not room, kind of rehashing everything that was going down. Eventually, Cory went to go have chats with other people, and that's when Cirie kind of swooped in on America to kind of comfort her and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, make sure, like, hey, take your time, do what you need to do, but like, this ain't over. Get yourself back up and ready to go. Pretty much making sure that she has America once Cory ends up leaving the house and heading to jury. Eventually, Felicia did the same, where she went over and kind of had a chat with America just to kind of give her a pep talk and keep her in the game and keep her head and spirits up as best as possible. But she stayed in bed for a while, other than to get up and use the bathroom. At one point, Jag and Matt were in the bathroom when she went to go use it, and Jag was just like, hey, when you're feeling up to it, like, I'm open to talk, like, just let me know. And she literally just goes, literally F off. She didn't say F. And Jack's just like, wow, okay. Cory, though, wanted to meet up with Blue, Jag, Matt, just to kind of figure out like what happened, how'd they get here. But they didn't really want to do it without America there, so he ended up kind of just talking to Matt one-on-one. Again, just trying to understand what happened, because he's like, America blames herself for talking to Blue too much. Again, we talked about that's kind of true, and he just wants to have like something that he did, right? Because he doesn't want to just point at America and be like, oh, this is all your fault. Like, he would feel better if he knew, like, oh, I said this thing, or oh, I did this thing, and then did this happen, right? And Mac just kind of gives him a spin around. It's like, oh yeah, it was like we heard like different things, blah blah blah, you know, not giving him really much. That could have ended very easily. He could have just said, yeah, man, like, the two of you together are just too good, and we couldn't leave you together. It could have been as simple as that. It literally could have been as simple as that. But Matt, you know, didn't want to do that. So just kind of kept spinning them in circles and not really giving much of anything. Eventually, though, Cory ended up meeting with Cirie, kind of making his pitches to her, where he's like, listen, I'm going after them. Like, whatever you want to decide, like, I'm not going and pitching. Like, he never like pitched like, I'm better for you than America, but he pitched like his case of like, if I stay, I'm your new number one. Like me, like you are my number one. If America goes, I'm with you 100%. But also, I'm going after them and I'm taking them out and we'll make a run. At this point, he's trying for Felicia, Cirie, and maybe Bowie's vote if he can get Bowie. I don't think he can get Bowie's vote at all. Felicia and Cirie, it's possible. Bowie, I think, is out of the picture, which really just kind of eliminates all of this from being a possibility. But he's given it an attempt, and I give Cory credit for that at least. He continued the campaign trail, though, because he went and had a chat with Blue, who was just very disinterested. They kind of talked about the America conversations that she had with her. And Cory ended up actually telling her, he's like, listen, you know, there's a 3-person alliance with Matt, Jag, and Bowie. Like, they've replaced you, Blue. And which they kind of have. But Blue also kind of doesn't want to acknowledge it. So that's kind of an issue for her. And then we also had Cory and Felicia having a chat. And she pretty much straight up told him, she's like, I want to believe you, but I've never felt like I could because you were too good. Hashtag speech and debate for Cory. But that is kind of an issue that he is running into, where it's like, yeah, they kind of want to believe him, but also they know he's good. So it's like, is the risk worth the reward? Eventually, America did come on out of her bed and kind of join everybody for dinner. What I say everybody, she ate out back with Cirie, Cirie and Cory. And Cirie kind of gave her more pep talks. America actually even told her, she's like, listen, like, I'm going to have your back to the end. And she filled her in on some different things, like how Matt had told America that, you know, Cirie had played in the power competition, how Cory had filled her in, and now they, you know, they were just chatting about all that kind of stuff. Other random little tidbits of information that she thought might be useful to Cirie. But yeah, it definitely does seem like they're trying to pull America in. At the very least, they're trying to make sure whoever stays of the two are on Cirie's side, and she's doing the best she can to make sure that happens. And then later we had Cirie and Felicia kind of discussing the merits of keeping each of them, right? Like, Cory will go after Matt and Jag for them. America would too, though, right? But Cory would be the better weapon, they would think. Especially with a lot of the mental competitions coming up, they feel like Cory's going to be really good at those. So they kind of are worried about both of those things, right? Like, one, he can beat Matt and Jag for them, but also he's hard to beat, and they worry about that as well. And they also fear that he is more likely to kind of go back to Matt and Jag and kind of work with them than just sticking with them. So they're worried about that. But they also know, like, America, she comes over to them a number as well, and they haven't hurt her at all, whereas everybody else has hurt her. Like, one of the things she kept saying is like, yeah, it's a game, I get it, but they were like my best friends, so it hurts even more than that. And I understand her point. Like, she shouldn't just sit in the bed. Like, you got to get up and you got to play the game. You can't just mope in the bed all day. And you can't have these like lingering, you know, grudges against people in the house. Like, we talked about it the other day with Blue. As soon as Jag told her, you know, I'm the invisible HOH, like, Blue was like, yes, awesome, great. But you forgive, you never forget in Big Brother. So hopefully Blue doesn't forget. And with America here, go forgive, but never forget. And like, make sure you are still good in this game. She was talking about going scorched earth and like pouring out the milk jugs, crumbling all the cookies. I don't think she's going to do that. Cory's discouraging her from doing that. Cirie's discouraging her from doing that, as is Felicia. So they're all just trying to make sure, like, hey, like, we hear you. We know that you want to go nuts. But remember, even after Cory leaves, your heart will go on. So it's definitely interesting to see how this is all going to play out. What do you guys think? Who would be better for Felicia and Cirie to stay? Would it be Cory? Would it be America? Honestly, I really think this. I think Cory's the better person to keep. not only is Cory going to be the one who's more likely to be able to beat Matt and Jag, Cory's more likely the one they'll actually go after, right? Like, I feel like they would probably go after America, sure, but you're guaranteed they're going to put Cory up the block. They still might put up, you know, Felicia and America next to each other, Cirie in America, Blue in America, even Bowie in America. But you guarantee Cory's going to be up on the block if you keep him. Plus, again, I think he's more likely to beat Matt and Jag in some of these competitions than America. Not saying America isn't a good competitor, you know, she's thrown a lot and she came very close in Pressure Cooker, but I don't think she has the skill set that Cory has with the more like memory-based competitions like the days and things like that. I'm pretty sure that Cory has all that stuff down more than she does, but again, you never know. I just in general think it would be a little bit more advantageous to them to keep Cory just because Matt and Jag are just so tough to beat right now. And that's the biggest thing. It's like, yeah, you can get rid of Cory, you can bring America in as a number. But if your numbers are Felicia, Cirie, Blue, America, Bowie, who beats Matt and Jag? Who does it? Someone has to beat them somewhere, whether it's for an HOH or a veto. Someone has to beat them in a competition, especially HOH, because whoever wins HOH, if they are not named Matt and Jag, the next two people on the block this week should be Matt and Jag. Whoever it is who is HOH, the replacement, should they win veto, is completely up to them, right? It could be America, it could be Blue, it could be Bowie. It is all very dependent on who actually would be the one to win HOH that they would put up as a replacement. But your initial nominees, if you are not named Matt or Jag, even Blue, you have to take one of them out. Because if you do not take one of them out this week, you're basically playing for third place. Like, you have to take them out. And if you don't, they're just going to flip-flop back and forth on HOHs. They're going to keep winning competitions. And it's hard for one person to win out in Big Brother. Not as hard for two people. And two people at this level of competition skills, like, I just don't know how they're going to do this with just America. I feel like they need Cory in order to take them out. But this is Big Brother. You never know. There could be a competition that's completely luck-based, and they do pull off the thing. But even if it's luck-based, that still means they have two shots at every HOH. Until you break up Matt and Jag, they are the biggest threat in the game. Not threats, threat, because they are a 100% tight duo. They will never turn on each other. They'll turn on Blue. They'll turn on Cirie. They'll turn on Felicia. America, Bowie, see you later. They're never turning on each other. Similar thing with America and Cory, which, don't get me wrong, you had to take one of them out as well. And America, even, she kind of knows. She's like, listen, I'm upset, but also good on them, because I was going to take the shot. If I had gotten the chance, I was going to do it. So good on them. But she's still upset. She has to take her time. I think she's moping a little too much. You need to get back into it quicker than this. But yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Also, let's look at the alliance chart. This isn't going to be what I release just yet. I want to let it breathe for at least a day. But this is where we're kind of at for the week. A lot of things get taken away. We still have all of our little duos that we have with Cory and America. One of them will get broken up. We've got the Minutemen with Matt and Jag. You got Bowie, who's kind of floating out there, but she is with the sinking ship, which is kind of funny with the whole Titanic stuff we've been having today. But you've got the three-person there with Matt, Jag, and Blue. You've Matt, Jag, and Bowie being the sinking ship, but you also have Matt, Jag, and Blue, and Matt, Jag, and Cirie as trios underneath there. You've got the other little kind of final twos that, if Jag is to go next, Matt has Cirie she can go to. Blue and Cirie are also kind of together as kind of a little final two type of situation there with their connection with Jared. You've also still got the bookends. Cirie, again, still finds herself in so many alliances in such a good spot socially. The one thing that is kind of interesting, I will say, is a lot of people were trying to put this move of Cory in America going up on the block and crediting it to Cirie and her social game. No, like, don't get me wrong. Cirie, it is got an incredible social game, and she would have won this season if it was 45 days long. Like, we've talked about that before. Like, earlier this season, she was running this house. Like, every single thing that went on in that house went through Cirie first before it happened. And at this point, she's more reactive, right? Like, she had no control over what Matt and Jag actually did this week. Yeah, like, she has connections with them, which helped push them in this direction. But what really caused this to happen was Blue winning veto. If Blue doesn't win veto, Blue goes home. Simple as that. Like, Blue goes home, period. Even if Felicia won veto and, like, Cory ended up on the block, I still feel like they vote Blue out over Cory. What would the votes end up being? Like, Bowie would be there, America, and then you would have Cirie and Felicia on the other side. It would end up being like kind of tied there, but then it would be down to what Matt would end up doing, probably. So he would probably keep Cory and get rid of Blue. Well, actually, Matt wanted to get rid of Cory, so who knows? Maybe Cory would have won anyway. But nonetheless, that would have meant that, you know, vetoes would have had to been won and used. But I don't think Jag would have taken that shot if Blue was still on the block, because that would have been just more blood on his hands. And this invisible HOH, which we really didn't even talk about too, what was supposed to be an HOH where nobody knew who you were and gave like very little blood on your hands, ends up being probably the bloodiest HOH we've had, not just this season, in all of Big Brother. Half the house this late in the game, in the jury phase, all being nominated by the HOH, and not just being nominated by an invisible HOH, one that has exposed himself to the entire house. Like, this twist couldn't have gone any worse for Jag this week. So just, ooh, bravo on that one. But let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments down below. What do you think of everything that's going on in the house right now? What do you think of who should be the one to go? Also, who do you think will go? Because again, those are two different questions. Who do you think should and who do you think will? Let me know in those comments down below. Thank you guys all again so much for watching. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. We do have an episode tonight where we'll see 2 veto competitions take place for the multiplicity veto. No word if Michael Keaton will be there as well. But we'll see both of those take place where we'll see Jag and Blue win their vetoes. Will we see the nomination ceremony? I don't know. They might end it on a cliffhanger and save that for Thursday, where we'll see either America or Cory evicted. Thursday, we're also going to have our weekly morning live stream, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So make sure you guys come out for that. Around 7:30 is what we aim for with the live stream. So if you can make it for that, awesome. If not, you can always watch it later after the broadcast as well. But once again, thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you next time.